Hello, everyone. Amanda Johnson here. We are continuing on with the Fire Horse series in episode 9. And today we are shifting into something a little bit more heavy but extremely necessary to talk about. And that is, what if you are experiencing a really hard time in your life right now, such as loss, grief, trauma, or maybe just having a really, really hard time? What does that mean in a fire horse year? Go ahead, take a listen. There's, of course, a space for you in this year as well. Welcome to Oracle Mornings, your daily ritual for inner connection and soulful insight. Each morning, we draw a card together to inspire your day with intention, reflection, and a touch of magic. Whether you're just beginning your spiritual journey or simply seeking a moment of peace, you're in the right place. So take a breath, open your heart, and let's begin. Good morning. Welcome back to Oracle Mornings. I'm your host, Amanda Johnson. We are in episode 9 of our Fire Horse series. We've covered so much ground together so far. The last episode being about purpose in life and work and what you spend your day-to-day doing. And today we're moving on to something different. While it's a little bit heavier, I do feel it's really important because we've been talking over and over again about the fire horse energy wanting to just move really fast and make things happen. That energy absolutely does not fit everyone right now. Sometimes we're going through more. So today we're going to talk about what happens in the fire horse year when life is already just really hard. Maybe you're carrying grief. Maybe you're navigating loss. Maybe you're just so exhausted, and not from lack of effort, but from life itself. The fire horse is out there running fast, asking everyone to keep up, and you just can't. If that's you, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not behind. You are not failing, and you are not doing this year wrong. The fire horse can be ridden at many paces, and for some of us, it's not about running, and it's more about being carried. Or maybe you can even envision yourself just walking along this fire horse, letting it protect you a bit and just being there with you in company. So today we're letting the cards offer us guidance as usual and space for reflection. But today, on this episode specifically, we are looking for some comfort as well. And before we get to the card, I wanted to name something that doesn't get said enough, I don't think. I think in spiritual spaces, sometimes there's some pressure to transcend hardship, so to speak, to either find a lesson or rise above. But grief doesn't always work that way. Loss doesn't always work that way, and neither does exhaustion. Sometimes we're not just here to learn something, we're here to get through something. And in a fire horse year, which is demanding movement, action, and visibility, that can really feel isolating, like everyone else is running and you are barely standing. So here's what I believe, going back to the fire horse can carry you gently too. It doesn't have to be a gallop. It can be a slow walk. It can be a quiet presence at your side while you rest. So if you're moving slowly right now, that is not failure. It is part of your wisdom. You know what you can carry. You probably know what you need. And honoring that, that's riding the fire horse in your own way. And I wanted to pause here and share something personal with you. Because when I talk about grief and the fire horse, I'm not just speaking from theory, but also from my own experience. So in January of 2020, I lost my dad to cancer, and we only knew about it for about 6 months before that. So I was curious, and I know that 2020 was the year of COVID, and there were many losses for many people, and just, globally, it was its own big experience. But for me, I was also navigating that grief from very, very early on in the year. So I got curious and looked up what year that was in Chinese astrology, and it was the year of the metal rat. So my understanding is that the rat represents beginning, survival, resourcefulness, and then the metal adds an energy of sharpness, structure, and cutting away. So metal rat is survival focused, it finds a way through, and it protects what matters most. So early 2020, it felt like the ground had disappeared beneath me when I lost my dad. And looking back now, I can feel that maybe that metal rat energy in the loss itself, because of the sharpness of it, the way it cut through everything I thought was solid, the way it forced me to adapt, whether I was ready or not. But here's what I couldn't see then. The metal rat wasn't just in the loss, it was also in me. There was resourcefulness I didn't know I had, the fierce way I protected what mattered most in my life, my family, my memories, my own tender heart. And the way grief itself became kind of a survival instinct. I tried to keep going, even when it looked like it was just getting out of bed that day. And I share this with you, not to heavy the space, but because I know some of you are carrying your own losses, whether from 2020 or any other year, or maybe you're even in the middle of it right now. And I want you to know this, you're not alone in it. And even though the fire horse here may be asking everyone to run, grief knows its own pace, and that pace is sacred. So today I'm pulling from the Mother Mary Oracle card deck by Alana Fairchild. And this is a deck that's near and dear to me, and one I often turn to when I feel like I need that parental advice, or just to be held or to be loved, and someone to just, tell me it's going to be okay. And today I pulled the card called Our Lady of Dark Mysteries. Go ahead, take a deep breath, let yourself relax. Our Lady of Dark Mysteries. I have many names and faces, but behind those names and faces, I am your loving mother always. I come to you in light and darkness, through joy and even, my beloved, through loss and tragedy. I am always your loving mother. I am seeking you, reaching for you, calling you to me. If you can know this, then great peace and spiritual power will be yours, and you can assist me in enlightening this world from fear and distrust into a place of compassion and divine radiance unveiled. Remember me always. I am your loving mother always. It can be easier to sense the presence of the Divine Mother when she appears through her light face in compassion, gentleness, and charity. It can be more challenging to accept and honor her presence through her dark face. Her dark face may be manifesting through death or loss, through tragedy, trauma, or crisis, through confusion, or even through meeting our own inner demons of great fear, attachment, or hate. Her dark face is no less loving than her face of light, no less radiant, though one may have to look through the eye of the heart to see the vivid light that may seem veiled through circumstance. If we are encountering the dark face of Mother Mary, sometimes known as the Black Madonna, we are being initiated into a very powerful and precious spiritual consciousness. And we will be granted the ability to find love, healing, and peace, even from the darkest of human experiences. It is the power of unconditional light that is granted by the Black Madonna. As paradoxical as it may seem, it is tremendous spiritual power that is not held back by an ego desire to only experience the pleasurable side of life, denying the value or necessity also of its pain. If you are called to this path at this particular time in your life, it is because it will serve you most. The mother loves her children unconditionally and without exception. She will call you through this pain when pleasure would not suffice. She calls you through suffering when it will break open your heart into greater capacity for bliss and rapture. She acknowledges all that you give, all that you bear, in her name of love. All that you give will be returned to you, multiplied as grace and miracles. Do not turn away. The pain that you have been bearing is known by the Holy Mother, and she comes to you in this oracle to tell you that not only are you acknowledged, but there is a transformative healing that is happening through your pain. She is in it with you, while also being on the other side of this darkness with a bright light, calling you to greater divine bliss than you imagined you could ever feel. We need Our Lady of the Dark Mysteries desperately, and she knows it. That is why she will not let us go and calls us to her in increasing crisis and struggle until we pay attention. For those of us who have hearts strong enough to bear honest experiences of painful but liberating emotions such as sadness and grief, anger and rage, including divine outrage, and allow these feelings to stretch our hearts, her spiritual power comes to us. Her healing balm can pour through us into the world. She will hold the container for you to feel and release emotions, even though they can be so painful that you may feel as though they are going to tear you into pieces as you feel them. This is the pain of the world that you are helping to release. She has been burned and burns, you see. She suffers just as we do. She is not separate from us. She is us. She is every animal that suffers cruelty, every human that suffers abuse, every tree that is destroyed, every animal in the ocean that dies through pollution, every heart that breaks when witnessing ignorance and carelessness. You are perhaps never closer to her, or more in her fierce, merciful, raw, and miraculous grace than in the moment when you are howling in agony with her. This takes great courage, but Our Lady of Dark Mysteries bestows that courage in the hearts of all her beloved children. She comes to us when we need to release our suffering. She comes to us to reassure us that we will move through this time of struggle, and she is with us always. She teaches us that our suffering is not to be held up as a badge of honor, or that we are martyrs to her cause. She has too much grace of protection for that to be. She teaches us instead that our ability to be present to our suffering, allowing it to flow through us in waves, is what empowers us to be moved by life and completely open to her. She then shares her great gift, that through our ability to be fearlessly open to life, we are not only asked to bear suffering, but are blessed with the capacity for divine rapture. We can then taste the ecstatic intensity of life. Our Lady of Dark Mysteries comes to you with guidance to be honest with your suffering and know that you are not alone in it. And through this, she invites you to open her ecstatic bliss to the divine presence in the everyday. This oracle confirms her presence in teaching, in reaching out to you through any challenge that you are experiencing or have experienced, but need to make peace with instead of holding guilt or shame about those challenges. Now is your time. Pray to her to help you trust in her wisdom and receive her blessings with a courageous heart, and your life will be transformed through her grace. There is nothing that she cannot do for you who are devoted to her. Go ahead, take a moment to reflect on this message. Wow. All I can say is wow. I almost just want to leave you with that message, as I'm sure you could feel how in line it was with what we were discussing about grief in the Fire Horse year. And I will say that when I pull cards from this deck, they are often quite uplifting, and I've never pulled one that's so specific to grief and hardship from this deck before as I did today. So that is quite special. And again, I had mentioned earlier that sometimes it feels like the spiritual world or the spiritual community is asking us to transcend and find the light even in the hard. And I do believe that eventually that is the case. But when you are going through it, it is okay to be in it. And really that is what it is to fully live, right? Because when you've been there, then when things are good and you're experiencing joy, you can see the difference. And you know that you are really living all that life has to offer. I know that when my dad passed away, once I got through some of the grief, the lesson I took away and the thing I felt most grateful for is that I learned that life is short and precious. And while we hear that all the time, until you really witness it, you don't always understand its meaning and how to work with it. And so my dad was only 68 when he passed away, and he had just retired, and he had moved his life down to Florida with an incredible new wife. And he was so happy and so changed, and we were becoming so close because he was finally living the way that he wanted to live. And it felt so tragic that got taken away from him so soon into living that life that he wanted to live. So my primary lesson was that you should not wait to live the life you want to live. And that is how Oracle Mornings came about, not just doing my everyday job and going about life, but really making space for the things that are most important. So I'll leave that with you. And here's one thing that I want you to carry with you this week. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not doing this wrong. The Fire Horse can carry you gently and walk beside you. You do not have to run. If you'd like to go deeper with this, I have some spots available for private oracle card readings where we can hold space for your heaviness, your grief, and the pace that you need. You can find the link in the show notes for that. Thanks for being here. Thank you for trusting me with this tender space. I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Oracle Mornings. Please take a moment and follow the show so you never miss an episode. Simply open the app you listen to podcasts on, such as Apple Podcasts, and hit the follow button. Your support means the world, and I'm so grateful that you choose to spend part of your day with me. And remember, you are a miracle.